Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another Instant Deck Tech. So as you know, Monday means it's Modern Monday here in Instant Deck Tech Land, and we have a super cool, different take on goblins to look at today. So in the past, we've played 8 Whack Goblins, which is like all about playing Bushwhackers and pumping a bunch of small goblins. This deck is a little different. Rather than bushwhacking for that one big attack, we're kind of like a legacy, merfolky lord style of goblins. A little more aggressive than merfolk, but the same idea. An Aether Vial deck looking to play a bunch of goblin lords, stack them all up, and just go crazy that way. It comes to us from Shidu Kazu, who took it to an undefeated finish in a 22-player, I believe, Japanese tournament. So congrats to Shidu on a really cool goblin deck. A quick reminder before we break down red-black goblins for Modern. If you enjoy this deck and you want to see it made into videos, take a minute, click the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, anything you can do to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular gets a shot at being made into videos next week. So red-black goblins is all about the lords. We have a total of 10 lords in the deck, starting with the honorary Goblin Lord, Metallic Mimic. So, comes down on turn 2, names Goblin, becomes a Goblin. Whenever you play a Goblin, gets a +1/+1 counter. The upside of Metallic Mimic is, once we get a counter on our stuff, it's there forever, even if Metallic Mimic dies. The downside is, it doesn't really do a good job pumping our stuff that's already on the battlefield. So if we play a Goblin Guide on turn 1, Metallic Mimic not really going to benefit it. Still, it gives the deck a 2-mana Lord. We follow that up with Goblin Chieftain, which is actually really powerful, because not only does it give all of our goblins +1/+1, it gives them all haste, which lets us just kind of fireball in goblins out of nowhere from our hand and attack our opponent by surprise. And then Mad Ante is one of the reasons to be black in the deck, so it gives us another lord, plus it does have an upside. We can tap it to regenerate, so if we're not attacking with our Mad Ante, we can attack with some of our other big goblins and use Mad Ante to protect it in combat. So those are our 10 lords. Next we have our mana reduction stuff. So this is kind of the other key aspect of the deck, and this is the part of the deck that makes it different than 8 Whack Goblins. We're not about just going wide with tokens, we're trying to cheat on mana and flood the board with our lords really quickly. So Aether Vial, you probably know it from Merfolk and a bunch of other decks. Hopefully we play it on turn 1, take it up to like 2, play a goblin for free, take it up to 3, and then just keep putting lords into play again and again and again every turn for free without using our mana, allowing us to play even more goblins with our mana. And then Frog Tosser Banneret just lets us spew our hand super quick. We play it on turn 2. On turn 3, we'll have a total of 3 mana, but our goblins are going to cost 1 less. So that lets us play like another 2-drop plus a 3-drop on turn 3. Hopefully have our hasty stuff that's coming in and just hitting for a ton of damage. Plus it's a goblin, so it's benefiting from our lords. It's getting counters with our Metallic Mimic. So a really cool take on the goblin deck. As far as our 1-drops, we have 2 hasty threats. Legion Loyalist, really good if we have a board full of goblins. Giving our team trample and first strike makes them really difficult to block, plus can be blocked by creature tokens, is really good against like Lingering Souls, for example. That's a card you don't want to see come down if you're on a Lingering Souls deck. So easy for sealing games there. And then Goblin Guide, just the best 1-drop in red ever printed, I'm pretty sure. Hitting for 2 on turn 1, deals a lot of damage over the course of the game, and gets even bigger in this deck thanks to all of our lords. Magua Marshall, just a solid 2-drop that puts a lot of goblin bodies on the battlefield. So it has itself, makes a token, when it dies it makes another token. So if we have a lord out, it's making 4 power and toughness right away for just 2 mana, and some of it's resilient because we get that token when it dies, so it works really well with the Goblin Lord plan. And then our 2 big finishing goblins, we have Goblin Piledriver and Goblin Rabblemaster. So Piledriver just takes advantage of the fact that we got about 1,000,000 goblins in our deck. Works really well with Legion Loyalist giving trample, but Piledriver is often a 2-drop that's attacking for like 9 damage or something in our deck. Just a ridiculously huge threat. And then Goblin Rabblemaster makes a bunch of goblins, which works well with Piledriver and with all of our goblin lords. Plus if we attack with Goblin Rabblemaster itself, it's going to be really big, almost like Piledriver in our deck, getting that huge +1/+0 for each other attacking goblin we have, which is a lot of damage coming through with both of these cards. As far as our spells, is Goblin Grenade, just 5 damage to our opponent's face. I mean, we can't throw it at a creature, but mostly it's our finisher. We get in a bunch of early damage, Goblin Grenade our opponent's face for the win. Lightning Bolt, we don't have to sack a goblin to use it. A little bit less damage, but still a good burn spell to deal with creatures and go to the face if we need to. And then one claim to fame, which is another sweet reason to be in black. We can get back like a Goblin Piledriver by surprise, out of nowhere, fame it to give it haste, hit our opponent for a huge attack out of nowhere. In the mana base, Mutavault gives us some more goblins without cutting into our utility card slots. A bunch of dual lands, including Cavern of Souls to deal with counterspell decks. Some basic lands, they're snow covered. There's not really any reason for them to be snow covered, so feel free to substitute for the cheaper regular basic lands. In the sideboard, we get a bunch of removal. Fatal Push, another great reason to splash black in your goblin deck. Just one of the best removal spells in the format. Smash Smithereens and Shattering Spree for artifacts. Then we have Earwig Squad is a cool goblin hate card for combo. We can play it. We get to exile 3 cards from our opponent's library, so hopefully it's 3 copies of, I don't know, Primeval Titan against Scapeshift, for example, or Ad Nauseam against Ad Nauseam. Blood Moon to just jank out some wins. Nihil Spellbomb for graveyards. Reign of Gore to deal with life gain against decks like Soul Sisters, I guess, or Thragtusk. And then more claim to fames, primarily for control matchups. If our opponent's going to be killing all of our stuff, get back a threat, keep attacking. And that is red-black goblins for Modern. And that's our Instant Deck Tech for today. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.